Prospecting and cold calls are a waste of time. No wonder you're so frustrated. So instead of chasing leads, let's get you doing something that works. I'm Dr. Arnold, and welcome to day 6. If you've been following along, you now have a clear roadmap for launching, growing, and monetizing your podcast. But today, I'm taking it to the next level. I'm going to show you how to scale your podcast into a full-fledged 6-figure business, even if you don't have a huge audience. In fact, knowing and tracking how many subscribers is not necessary. So here's the truth. The podcast isn't just a marketing tool, it's a business. And when you treat it like one, you can generate consistent, predictable income while building a brand that attracts high-value clients. Even while you're doing your mortgage business or your real estate business or your financial planning business, this goes hand in hand. So let's break down the exact steps to scale your podcast into a high-revenue, client-generating machine. But first, the biggest mistake people make. Most people think that scaling a podcast means getting more downloads or big name sponsors, but the truth is those things don't necessarily bring in real money. The real way to scale a podcast isn't by chasing downloads, it's by building a system that generates revenue, even if you have a super small audience. So if you're ready to turn your podcast into a business that runs on autopilot, let's dive in. Step 1, we're going to automate your lead generation. Right now, you might be promoting your podcast manually, posting clips, sharing links, and hoping people listen. But if you want to scale, you need to automate your lead generation. I'd love to show you how to do that. Second one is to automate lead generations for your podcast. Create an evergreen lead magnet, a free resource that listeners can download anytime. Set up an email nurture system with your CRM. Automatically send valuable content and offers to new leads. And then use social media scheduling tools. Performs like a buffer or later can auto-post content from your episodes. Here's the pro tip. If you set up a 12-week follow-up, every episode should trigger a follow-up system with your guests. This turns your podcast into a consistent sales machine. So step 2 here is turn your listeners into paying clients. A successful podcast isn't just about attracting listeners, it's about converting those listeners into paying customers. How to turn a podcast listeners into clients? Well, have a call to action in every episode. Example, want to work with me or be on my podcast? Book your free call, and then you give your website. You can offer exclusive podcast-only deals. Give your listeners a reason to take action now. Follow up with your guests and listeners. A simple DM or an email can turn the listeners into a long-term client. I use messaging relentlessly to be able to do that with my guests. Pro tip, podcast listeners are highly engaged. If they're listening to the multiple episodes, they already trust you. Make it easy for them to take whatever that next step is. And 3, scale with high-ticket offers. Most podcasters leave money on the table by selling small products or services, but if you really want to scale, you need a high-ticket offer, and this can come after your 12-week follow-up. So what are high-ticket offers that can sell from your podcast? Maybe coaching programs, maybe 3 to 10 grand. Teach clients the expertise in a structured program that you may have in your real estate or mortgage or financial planning. Done-for-you services, 5 to 15,000. Other services that solve big problems for your audience. And groups, $2,000 to $10,000 if you create a VIP community where members pay for access. The tip here is your podcast is a trust building machine. By the time people reach out, they already know you. That's why high ticket offers sell best through podcasting. So step 4, build partnerships and joint ventures. One of the fastest ways to scale your podcast is to collaborate with other professionals in your industry. They're not your competition, they're partners, right? And how to use partner growth in your business? Feature experts who complement your offer. Example, if you're a mortgage broker, interview a real estate agent who can refer clients to you. Create referral deals. Offer commissions for people who send you business. And I know, there's legal stuff in that, but the ones you can, do that. Host joint webinars and live events. Combine your audience with other experts' audience for massive exposure. The pro tip here is to leverage your podcast guests. If they have a similar audience, they can become your best referral partners. And number 5, replace what's working and scale. Once your podcast starts generating revenue, it's time to double down on what's working. And here's how you would scale to a 6-figure business, right? Look at the most popular episodes. Create more content around what your audience loves. Got to know what you're doing, right? And see what works. Analytics, right? Increase your high ticket offer prices and demand. As demand grows, your pricing should as well. Outsource and delegate. Hire a VA. I can show you how to do that for sure. Or an editor to free up your time. You should not be editing your own stuff if you have the talent, right? So here's a pro tip. Scaling isn't about doing more. It's about doing the right things more efficiently. So now that you have the blueprint to scale your podcast, the next step is to put it into action. And that's exactly why I created my 6-week program to give you a step-by-step system for building a podcast that generates 6 figures in revenue and high-value clients. In the program, you'll learn how to set up and launch your podcast in 30 days, how to book high-value guests who bring you business. Again, how to turn conversations to actual deals and plans, and how to scale with high-ticket offers, automation, and or partnerships, right? So what you got to do is go ahead and click the link below to enroll now. Tomorrow's going to be my final day in this series, and I'm going to give you the exact action plan to implement everything we've covered this week, so you can start seeing results fast, right? You don't want to miss it. So subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll see you tomorrow.